Well, the FDA officially ordering Juul, the e-cigarette brand, to pull all of its products off the market in the U.S. The agency rejected the company's application to sell its tobacco and menthol-flavored products in America. Now, Juul was once the most popular e-cigarette brand because of its fruit and mint-flavored products, but those were actually banned back in 2020 after health experts raised concerns about how they contributed to, at the time, what was a youth vaping epidemic in our country. Now, joining Morning Rush to answer that question is Peter Pitt, former Associate Commissioner for the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate your time, sir.
Sure, my pleasure.
What's your top-line reaction? This seems like a pretty heavy move by the FDA. We know Juul's been in the headlines for lots of reasons, and in recent years, a lot of folks put the blame on them for the youth vaping epidemic in our country, and now the FDA does this. What was your gut reaction when you heard they were taking this step?
Well, it's good news that the FDA is taking nicotine seriously, and they've really done two things. Firstly, they've signaled that they're going to pass a rule to radically reduce the amount of nicotine in traditional combustible cigarettes, making them less addictive. And that's certainly a good thing, because a product that is less addictive means that people can quit more easily. The second thing they did was tell Juul that they could no longer sell any of their products. And I think that's more problematic, because vaping has been shown by research from all across the world to be a terrific tool for smoking cessation. So if we want to move people from combustible traditional cigarettes to vaping, that's a good first move. And just because the Juul products are being told by the FDA to go away doesn't mean that these products still don't exist. R.J. Reynolds, the makers of Camels and Cools, for example, remain on the market. So it's really giving people that want to quit smoking less of a choice. But in any event, this is going to be decided not only by the FDA, but by the courts. And legal battles will start pretty soon, I imagine. But all in all, it's a good next move to signal to the American public that we need to stop smoking, that nicotine is a dangerous and addictive substance.
And to be clear, Juul, as you just said, they as a company, they have options now. They can sue, they can appeal. They've already said they will appeal. So this is not over. Next steps will be taken here. So I know Juul, it was such a well-known brand, but why are they the only ones now being told to take all their products off the market? There are other companies that produce similar products, and the FDA, in making this decision, didn't blame it on use by youth. They blamed it on saying you gave us data that makes us concerned about the overall health effects of this product. They didn't pinpoint it on use among kids. They kind of made it a broader health issue.
That's right. This is not a punishment for any past behavior. The FDA said the Juul products leached dangerous chemicals while people were using them. So it's kind of going to be based on the data, how one views it. Now, obviously, a lot of people will view the data one way. People will view the data the other way. And this is complicated science. It's not like when we were in grade school when there was a right answer and a wrong answer. There are a lot of gradations of gray. The FDA has got a lot of smart people doing their work, as does Juul. I think ultimately this will be settled by a judge and jury.
And just from an enforcement perspective, when the FDA, when the government tells a company, hey, get all of your stuff out of stores, how in the world do they enforce that? They can't be in every bodega and deli or corner store in America. So practically, how does this work?
Well, it's difficult. Obviously, when the FDA, a government agency, issues an order, people comply. People will comply. Will there be some vendors that skirt the law? They will. They should be punished. But I think, again, I'm sure Juul is going to seek a federal judicial stay. That will complicate matters. But, when a product is told to be recalled, it comes off the shelves. And people should be aware that people that are still selling them are breaking the law.
And to be clear, vaping kind of hit its peak back in 2019 as an anti-traditional cigarette option, but it has come down. But still, according to the FDA, about 2 million middle school and high school students reported vaping in the past 30 days. So this alternative to smoking, even though vaping, they still have nicotine in them, it is a popular alternative. It's still out there in our culture, and like you said, because enforcement is difficult, it's not going anywhere quickly. So do you think this really, at the end of the day, has the desired impact, or is there still too much legal wrangling ahead of us to really measure that?
Well, I think a little bit of both. I think all the media coverage is very important. It's going to send a message to people under 18 that they shouldn't be vaping. It's illegal, it's dangerous, and that nicotine is addictive. And any way we can turn up the volume on that message is incredibly important.
And again, thank you for mentioning, too, that the federal government is going to start trying to regulate the level of nicotine in traditional cigarettes. So this administration in more ways than one trying to crack down on the health dangers we all know associated with smoking, whether it's traditional or vaping. We'll see how it continues to play out legally here. But last question, you think targeting Juul was meant to set an example because they were once king of the hill and so popular, so by taking this kind of fairly drastic action, they're kind of really hammering home this message of we're going to crack down on smoking in all forms in this country?
Well, I think even though that Views, which the R.J. Reynolds product is the leading product, Juul is kind of the face of the vaping industry. So I think it's definitely sending a message across the whole country and probably around the world that vaping is under very close examination, as it should be. But we shouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We can't forget that vaping is an incredibly important tool to get people to stop smoking combustible cigarettes and ultimately to stop smoking and using nicotine altogether.
Bottom line, okay, you still see vaping as a way to quit the harsher, unhealthier traditional cigarette. So I hear that point. Peter Pitts, former Associate Commissioner for the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Thanks so much for giving us some time. Enjoy your weekend.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.